I'm now inside the Cathedral of Frombork, just looking at the organ briefly, and then you'll see the main reason I am here is to see the burial place of Nicholas Copernicus. As with visiting any famous site, it's never as simple as it first seems. There's always so much beauty to distract you from what you've come to see. I was told that he is buried at the 5th chapel on the right hand side in the ground, so that's where I'm making my way to. But first of all, this wonderful pulpit which you can see, and not to be distracted by this bust of Copernicus which you can see here just inside the entrance to the cathedral. As mentioned, there are just so many wonderful things to see. Have a look at this magnificent set of doors. So there's currently a presentation board inside the cathedral. The remains of Nicholas Copernicus were unknown for many hundreds of years, and it was only in 2008 that they discovered remains which they later linked to hair that had been found in documents of his studies, which had been removed to Sweden and being held in the Swedish universities. And they compared the DNA and then worked out that they had discovered what were most likely the remains of Nicholas Copernicus. So as you can see, in 2010, at great pomp and ceremony, they then interned the bones into this coffin. You can see the military guarding there, and then with a great service they then placed the coffin into the ground of the cathedral. So these are the remains that were found, and then you can see above and the coffin in which he was placed. And then the final resting place here. So you have this, looks like a black marble dedication. So you can see the planets there. There is the sun and the planets revolving around the sun. So this is what Copernicus gave us. They say he stopped the sun and he moved the planets, because it was up until his discoveries that people believed that the sun revolved around the earth, whereas we now know that the earth revolves around the sun, and this became known as heliocentric theory, celestial planets. And you can see here, this is where the coffin is now laid to rest in the ground, in the floor of the Frombork Cathedral. So they're doing a little bit of work in here at the moment. It's a little more noisy than what one would generally expect inside the church, but there are construction and renovation teams, sure enough, doing what would be seen as essential work. And just once again, scanning back around into the church of Frombork Cathedral. I'm located in the north, how would you say, almost like central northern corner of Poland, and I'm only maybe 10-15 kilometers away from the Russian border. So I'll get some footage from just outside the cathedral. You can see how magnificent a building it is also from the outside. So here's the entrance to the cathedral, kind of doing it a little bit in reverse. And in the corner of the grounds of the cathedral is a planetarium, which unfortunately today is closed, being a Monday. It will be open tomorrow. So I wouldn't normally film this, but it's not often you get to see all the construction and, how would you say, scaffolding around the cathedral, that you can actually see the work being done. And finally, here is the entrance to the Frombork Castle complex. So as I said, I kind of gone about this one a little bit back to front, but I think we've started with the end, we've ended with the beginning, but overall I think it gives you a good idea of how worthwhile it is to make a visit or make a journey here if you get the chance. So Frombork, Poland, and the burial place of Nicholas Copernicus, Frombork Cathedral.